Live from the Oval Office. Oh, no.
Ah!
They're kicking us out. We got to go. It's
It
the
was
Geek
my
Show.
fault.
None of you are thankful enough.
Oh my god.
Carrie got it. He nailed it.
All right.
Oh, we all got it. We just don't want to.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking crazy pills. Let's start.
I thought I was reading The Onion, but no, that was just
No.
NBC.
4 years of The Onion. Get ready.
Remember, Veep,
joy.
Veep could have kept going, but they found that they couldn't write anything absurd enough based with reality.
Exactly.
Are you saying Veep walked so Trump could run?
Sure.
There are interviews with Julia Louis-Dreyfus where she's saying the last season was almost impossible to write because they would come up with the most outlandish shit, and then the real thing happened, and they went, "We can't touch that."
It's disgusting. I hate it.
He can't touch that. He's Lee George Cade.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, make sure to support your local bookstores and stuff,
Local.
Or else.
or else, or they'll go away and you'll be sad, and your only alternatives will be giant.
I already lost
owned-
Joanne. I can't go to her ex-husband Michael.
Joanne's not local, Rebecca.
I know. I'm allowed to complain about things that are going away, though.
Yes, you are. But
She misses Joanne and hates her husband. I mean Michael. Joanne's
Michael.
husband.
I love my husband.
Rebecca Frost. Everybody.
And where else am I? What other store could I go to that is wholly unorganized, half-stocked, with only 2 employees working?
I know.
Dollar Tree.
Target.
Five Below.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh my god, I went into a Five Below for the first time last week.
Oh yeah.
I'm good.
Yep. I went Thursday for the first time, and I was like, seriously, if I need the shittiest shit that ever shit, this is the place to go.
This is the content of stuff.
He's just silently judging us all. It's Rob, everybody. Robert Neal.
There he goes again.
Doing his best Sterling K. Brown.
That's right.
Damn it, Rebecca. I love you and I hate you at the same time for this that whole show.
Yeah, man, you're welcome. In the chat's all talking about Paradise too. Let's just talk about Paradise for an hour, you
I
guys.
was going to say, and the other missionary for Paradise is here, Quad T, 212 Tony.
That's right. I don't even bother with reference.
How do I always get left out of the missionary for Paradise?
I know,
don't
right?
know, man.
Because you got started
Because
too
you got
late.
2 tickets.
I started before Tony.
I don't even bother with references in my tagline here. I just say, go watch Paradise. Just go watch it. It's awesome.
Rob, pack your bags. We leave tonight. All right.
Oh, God bless you.
You got
And
two-
our
You guys going to Versailles?
How many tickets to Paradise do you have?
Just two.
Oh,
No.
Mr. Kerry Jackson.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. All right. Let's begin with the trailer that we got this time around.
yeah,
Season 2 of Andor. It was a short one. It was just like a minute, more commercial really than a trailer.
there was too much Star Wars in it to be Andor.
I feel like this trailer's deceiving because this makes the show look kind of fun and happy.
Yeah, it had a rock. It had a rock sound. It had a rock.
Exactly. And I'm like, that is not the first season I remember.
Can we start with that Star Wars,
Sure.
please?
With
Stop
Star
it.
Wars?
Stop it with the rock and roll in your trailers.
Ooh.
Oh,
Stop
you don't
it.
like You don't like anachronism in your Star
Well,
Wars.
no, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, so it predates rock and roll.
Let me tell you
They could
what.
have they could have had some kind of music that sounded similar to what we consider rock now.
So,
Yeah,
hang on.
It started with Skeleton Crew, and yes, cool. Thank you for the Major Tom, blah 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 blah. But now it's like, are we seriously? Actually, let's stop with rock and roll all the trailers. I don't want them having fucking Elton John going ballerina over and over and over during the ballerina trailer. I'm tired of it.
Let me get off your lawn. One sec.
Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna get off my own lawn. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you what the best thing they did is in the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, they have a cantina that you go to, and in the jukebox they have a whole bunch of songs from the Who, and they gave him a different name, not WHO, the Who HU, the Mongolian throat singing rock band, and it fits perfect with the Star Wars theme. It's
Rebecca,
amazing.
yeah.
I have a question. So I only kind of glanced at this trailer once because after the companion trailer like ruined the whole movie for me, I don't know that I want to watch trailers anymore. So I only just kind of paid attention to this Andor trailer. The rock music that's in this trailer, is it an existing song?
Yes.
Or okay, because I remember one of the things that really sold me on the first season of Andor is I think it's in episode 3 when he's like walking through the junkyard and there's electric guitar.
It was great.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
So that was my question: is the rock song that's in the trailer an existing song?
This is I can't remember the song. It's a rebellion type song, a revolution song. It's
Yeah.
I thought it fit fine, but
It's so upbeat though. It's too upbeat.
yeah. Look at this. That's a party right there.
Yeah, that's
Look at
a
that.
party.
Look at that jerk.
Krennic in his white outfit. Ben Mendelsohn is so good.
He is.
Oh my god, I love him so much.
Even in crappy things, he's good. You know? Yeah. 12-episode season, split up into 4 chapters of 3 episodes each. Each tale jumping around a year between 4 BBY and OBBY. Do you know what that is?
That's when Jesus was born.
Yes.
Battle.
Before and after
yeah,
the Battle of Yavin.
Before and after. Yeah, Battle of Yavin.
What happened at the Battle of Yavin?
That's
Nothing much.
Star Wars Episode
That-
4.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Because
That's when Luke blew up the Death Star.
yeah, that's the Battle of Yavin.
That's
Okay.
what the Death Star was orbiting at the time, was Yavin.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yavin
follow,
4.
okay,
Yavin
cool.
4.
Yavin 4.
Follow-up question. What's a Death Star?
It's a drink you get at El Chihuahua.
No.
It's kind of like a Life Star, but the opposite.
April 22nd.
Look at this Renaissance painting.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
I just think it looks terrific. It's probably my favorite Star Wars. Quite
It is-
Wait a minute.
it is
Do
the
they
Star
dance
Wars
like they
that
do in
ruined-
Buck Rogers.
It is the Star Wars that ruined Star Wars for me. I
that's
just
why I
love
hate
it. I just love it so much.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks so good. Anyway, and of course, cool people walk away from the explosion and never look back when the explosion's happening.
That's right.
But why is
Except-
he blowing up Studio City?
He should.
He is.
He should blow up Studio City.
Yeah.
All right. Just real quick here. You can support the show at our Patreon. Go to geekshowgotthiscovered.com. That's the link to our Patreon where you can get the new Star Trek Geek Show hosted by Rebecca Frost.
Careful. Careful with the words.
Looks like a couple of my videos from Time Closet have arrived there. It looks like the after party happens right after we do this show. This show is live, and then we immediately go to the secret room where the after party is.
So what name did you go with for the show now?
It's
Rebecca?
a surprise. You have to tune in
Okay.
to.
So
I
you
haven't
went.
decided.
You went with Frosty Mugatu then.
I went with Frosty Gumato.
Yeah,
Frosty Mugatu. He's so hot right now.
I just want to know because
Mugatu.
I ordered 2,000 shirts.
Oh no. Those will not be available at geekshow.store.
Lee, I do have to ask you to make a new logo for me because I don't have the font.
I'll see if that part of my brain survived.
Okay.
Geekshow.store is where you go to get our merch, and you can get a T-shirt and all that there. I'm meeting with them again this week, and once and for all, that Barbie shirt's got to go.
I'll get us I'll send you a design for the Brat Geek Show T-shirt that I wanted, just in time for the summer of
was gonna say, is it-
2024.
It seems a little late, doesn't it?
Well, as most capitalist companies, they hop on the trend a little too late and make it weird. So
I'd
you
like to
don't-
ask our chat room what sort of stuff they'd like to see.
Well,
on
they
our merch.
want Frosty Mugatu.
Of course they do.
it's Frosty Gumato.
Gumato.
Well, that's the other shirt.
That's
And
the
they-
shirt.
and then
That's
they
the
kiss.
shirt that McCoy couldn't say
It's like
properly.
the I'm with Stupid shirt. They just kind of point at each other.
Yeah. I just Frosty Mugatu. He's stroking the horn because
oh
we learned
my
they do that.
god!
Oh,
well, we learned that from Lower Decks. Sometimes there's a cuck Mugatu who has to watch the others on the log.
That is true.
oh, Egg wants shot glasses. I guess we should do shot glasses, shouldn't we?
A Substance Geeks Show shirt, says Andrew in the chat.
Yeah, just let us know. Drop it in there and let us know what you'd be interested in with a geekshow.store merch. All right, let's get moving. Okay, now
Hold on, I need to take a deep cleansing breath here before you go on.
I was going to say, it's a little bit of porn for Tony and Rob.
Seriously, the caption to this episode on YouTube says, "We'll try to move through Rob and Tony nerdgasming all over Green Lantern."
What's so funny? This is the wildest picture for them to post as a first look to the Green Lantern series.
Yeah,
And Rebecca's right.
It looks like Jon Stewart's taking his homeless friend for a walk.
I mean, the only hint that you would have that this is Green Lantern is
It's very tiny.
If you zoom in on
Enhance.
the ring. Yeah.
So my wife took one look at the gentleman playing Jon Stewart and said, "Yes, I'll watch that show."
Yes.
She didn't even know it was a Green Lantern show.
Did she watch Rebel Ridge?
Aaron Pierre.
No.
Oh
you
my goodness.
gotta.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Rubber Ridge is good.
Maybe she shouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe she shouldn't. Yeah. No, my wife.
Why?
When we watched it, my wife was like,
too excited.
she pointed at him and went, one word, smoldering.
Oh yeah, he smolders the smolderiest smolder.
He looks like Scar in human form. Complimentary.
Nice. But anyway, it's a picture of Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler walking down a lonesome country road dressed.
You just hear the Hulk theme playing in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Their colors are inverted. He's got the blue pants, he's got blue jacket, he's got brown pants, he got brown jacket. Isn't that fun?
Maybe they got dressed in the dark this morning and just accidentally.
Traded jackets.
Yeah. So anyway, there's your first look at Green Lantern.
Yes.
Why are they walking? Is the ring out of power?
Why are they walking?
Rob, it's happening. It's happening.
I know. And there's the other Green Lantern show that got greenlit too.
Yes.
That
was announced.
I predict in this show they will wear their costumes twice in the first season.
You think?
And the rest of the time they're going to be in their Duluth outerwear walking
Honestly,
down roads.
I like that.
I
like that a lot.
Thing, you know?
It's not.
Yeah.
It could work. For sure.
Oh my gosh. Can I derail this like so fast? Kyle in the chat says, "Carry on my wayward son." Can we talk about the Category 5 meltdown Supernatural Twitter had this week? So on The Boys, the upcoming season of The Boys, they have Jared Padalecki, or Jensen Ackles is already coming back as Soldier Boy, but then Jared Padalecki and Misha Collins are coming as well. And yeah, because if Eric Kripke can't get over Supernatural, why should I?
I wonder who they're gonna play.
I don't know, but they are finally gonna make Jensen and Misha kiss.
I hope.
Oh, I'm just sad to hear that you're still on Nazi social media, Rebecca.
Hey, listen, I know.
Yeah.
I know you know.
Lee, we're not happy about it, but
it's fine. Keep
need
spending
to be
time
there.
with the Fourth Reich. It's okay, you guys. I'm not going to guilt trip you anymore.
I need to be there when one of them dies.
Yeah.
It's
Wait a
going to be
minute. Can I do my
the
lying cat
best
impression for a
day.
second? Lying. Lee's not going to guilt trip them anymore. Lying.
Oh, I'll continue to.
But we got.
All I want to know is when can I get a reproduction of that Green Lantern ring that's on the screen?
That is nice looking, isn't it?
I want it.
You will.
That.
You'll get one. But James Gunn had an announcement talking about the DC brand and what's happening, the slate of evolution, it says here. He did announce the one that we heard about, that we heard about in secret, that we didn't talk about. It has been announced, My Adventures with Green Lantern. Yeah. That will be an animated series or film. Starfire's also getting an animated title. But here's what he had to say. The DC brand was being defined by different creative teams at the company. Each was pursuing their own distinct vision of the characters, the story. The result was that not one DCU, but many. This fracture proved very challenging to consumers, and it chipped away at the identity of the brand. So that's why James Gunn says we've unified the brand. We've greenlit 5 theatrical films, made 3 live-action series, and are producing 5 animated series.
That's right.
Oh,
one DCU under Gunn, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Exactly.
With Liberty and Justice League for all.
Justice League for all. Thank you, Rob.
There you go. The goal is for the company to make two live action films and 1 animated film per year, while also producing 2 live action and 2 animated series for Max per year.
Nice.
That's their goal.
I like
That's a smart and reasonable goal.
He also said, we remain steadfast that each of these projects work as a standalone project. He says, so you could see Superman, you could watch Lanterns without having to see both of them. Although if you can, there will be special things in there for people who have seen both. And admittedly, that's one of the problems that Marvel has, is that, you know, before you go see Captain America, the new Captain America movie, you have to do some homework, you know?
Although it does kind of pay off if you watch Luke Cage and then you realize Serpent Society's in the new Cap movie.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I enjoy it. But anyway, he says we're writer driven. We're not going to green light or put anything into production until we're happy with the script. It's hard enough making a good movie with a good script. It's almost impossible to make a movie with a script that you're writing on the run.
See, now that's
He's
unique
not wrong.
also. Yeah, that's unique also compared to Marvel.
Yeah.
They'll announce a movie and not even have a script ready for it.
They asked him about the Clayface movie, and he said, we had no plans to make a Clayface movie. But then Mike Flanagan pitched his idea, and he turned in a script, and he says it's one of the best scripts that we've ever read.
Worship
for
at the
that,
altar
Carrie.
of Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Carrie. And you will have no reference for that because there was a pitcher, and I believe he played for the Orioles named Mike Flanagan. So you're saying Mike Flanagan pitched? Tickled my inner baseball fan. Thank you.
That one's just for Rob. Did you guys
Just for
see?
Rob.
Did you guys see? Who knows how accurate this is? But the rumor is Daniel Radcliffe for Clayface.
Get out of
That's
town.
a
Do it. No, he's perfect.
Oh, it would
You
be
mean Swiss Army
fantastic,
Man?
But
He's a weirdo. He would
yeah.
be so perfect.
He says we've taken a couple of cracks at a few things that we haven't been able to land. Speaking specifically about Waller, the series, he said
I'd love to see that, though.
he said that's turning into a bumpy road. We're having a hard time with it. Also, we're having a little trouble with Booster Gold, which I don't understand. But
They cast
How?
Nathan Fillion in the wrong role.
says series Booster Gold waiting for a showrunner to make time for it, but maybe the guy that they wanted to have do it fell out of love. He got busy, but we had to pivot. Also, the authorities is we're having a little problem developing that. one.
that one's not too surprising because that is I think that's a hard story to tell for the masses.
Yeah.
I think that with especially The Authority is an animated series in the vein of Creature Commandos,
That
where you
would
do a more mature
Yep.
a TV MA series. I think
like-
that would work fine.
Kind of like
Booster
Invincible.
Gold.
Yeah.
Booster Gold, honestly, if they were going to do a series for Booster Gold, I would take it more in the vein that they use Booster in both Smallville or Justice League Unlimited, where they did, the greatest Green Lantern story never told, or the greatest story never told. And you just kind of play him as a little bit, the guy who's really trying to do good. He doesn't kind of fall into doing good, but sometimes his plans, the best laid plans, go awry. Yeah. And I think that, unfortunately, doing it as a solo show may not work, but I would love for them to bring in somebody as Ted Kord.
Yes.
And do a blue and a gold show.
Get some Ted Kord in there.
The chat room has already cast Booster Gold, and they say
And he should, and Glenn Powell would be ideal.
Glenn Powell
Would be
would be
great.
good.
Glenn Powell will never do a comic book movie.
You think?
Well, he doesn't like
He
fun.
said that.
Really?
He-
Like money.
I think he's all about integrity.
That's why he did Twisters. Yeah.
Yeah, come on now,
Yeah.
Rebecca.
Whatever.
Baloney.
It sounds like you guys haven't watched Hitman, and it shows.
Oh,
I
or
saw
Devotion.
Hitman.
fantastic.
Hitman was great.
Devotion.
I think he did say in an interview though that I don't think if I'm remembering correctly, he said his mom would never allow him to do a comic book movie.
Wow. Also, James Gunn said that James Mangold's Swamp Thing seems to have cooled. He says we
That's just called Bob Dylan.
yeah. He says we talk about it occasionally, but it's not really on the forefront. So, but yeah, there you go. That's what they're doing. And he says, Zaslav loves what we're doing.
Bah.
I see what you did there.
They're totally behind Superman, loves the movie, rallied the entire company behind Superman for this summer. So it's going to be all about Superman this summer.
It's just sad that the best Swamp Thing actor alive in history has been dead since 2009.
Who?
Dick DeRock. How are you gonna do a Swamp Thing movie without Dick DeRock?
Oh
They did a
gosh, I
TV
don't
show
know.
without him.
Rebecca, you've seen so much of Dick DeRock's work in Star Trek, the original series.
You have. Yeah. Wasn't he the Gorn? Did he wear the Gorn suit?
I'm just, anytime anything cool's happening, I'm assuming Dick DeRock's in the costume.
Was he the tar monster?
DUROCK.
Yeah.
Was he the tar monster that killed
No,
Tasha.
Tasha? Yeah.
no. That was people who hate women.
Oh.
Yeah. Dick
Well,
DeRock played the Abomination on the Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
Let's see. Let's moving on to now. I know you love Cowboy Bebop, Lee.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Have you watched this trailer yet?
I've been following this for about a year and a half. And
okay.
Yoko Kanno's doing the music. Shinichiro Watanabe is doing the animation and the direction. Just put it. I've already got the pick line right here, so they don't have to worry about it. They can just put it right in my arm. I'm ready.
It's Adult Swim. April 5th is when it arrives. The trailer is 1:45 long. It's it looks like if you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop, you're going to love it's Lazarus is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Does it take place in the Bebop universe?
No.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't play in the same sandbox often. Like he did Macross Plus way back in the day. What people take for granted with this guy is it's kind of like you watch old Laurel and Hardy and you go, why is this funny? You have to realize it was the first time it was done. Like Marx Brothers, old stuff. Watanabe did some stuff in Cowboy Bebop that was like the most fluid animation that had been done for hand-to-hand combat. A lot of it predates CGI.
Watanabe collaborated with Chad Stileski, who is a director of John Wick, for the action sequences.
Yes.
Baby.
No, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's let's see. Here's the plot. Set in the not so far off future of 2052, Lazarus takes place in a world where a miracle drug called Hapna seemingly cures all who take it from all pain. 3 years after the drug hits the market, humanity discovers that the drug has a fatal radioactive side effect that will kill anyone who ingests a single pill. Now, a special task force called Lazarus must track down the doctor who created it, the drug's AWOL creator, within 30 days to find a cure or risk humanity's extinction.
So, okay, if you take the pill, when does it kill you? It doesn't kill you immediately.
3
years later.
Okay.
So
a lot of dead
Logan
people.
runs you. I do want to throw out a great recommendation. If you like hip hop and you like samurai, check out Samurai Champloo, which is like the same director's. It's set in the Edo period in Japan, but it's got a hip hop soundtrack and it's got some amazing animation in it. It's I love this guy.
All right, next thing, John Lithgow said yes to playing Dumbledore in the Harry Potter TV series.
I don't like this.
You
You
don't?
don't?
I don't. The whole concept.
Oh.
Don't like.
I think John Lithgow's going to make a great Dumbledore.
Well, here's the thing. Does J.K. Rowling know that Lithgow played a transgender ex-football player?
Well, they're
the
saying
world according
she's
to
not
Garth?
involved. They're saying she's not involved.
Well, surely she can, say yes or no. I mean, anyway.
I don't know. Just their whole approach to the Harry Potter series. I don't know. They had lightning in a bottle with the movies and the way that the movies were able to come out. They're trying to do a book, a season, hopefully once a year.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if that's something that can be done.
But Rebecca, money.
Yeah.
Well, and also like the kids that they get for this are
Oof.
they're not. When Chris Columbus was casting the
road to
first
hoe,
Harry Potter
for
movie, he
sure.
was auditioning also the parents to make sure that these kids were in good hands. And I think in the current climate, any child who auditions for this particular Harry Potter series, maybe not in the best of hands.
Probably. I won't be watching. I'll just pull out my copy of The World According to Garp and watch Lithgow as a transgender ex-football player. All right. Because he was
Good
great.
movie, by the way. Good reference.
Yeah, or sign up for the Criterion Collection and watch some. There's some fantastic movies like Paris is Burning. There's some really good trans-positive movies and series, and J.K. Rowling doesn't get $1 from me.
One of my
or a minute.
one of my favorite scenes in movies is in The World According to Garp, and that's where they're standing outside of this house thinking about buying it. And from out of nowhere, with no explanation, a small airplane has engine trouble and crashes into the house. At which point Garp turns to the real estate agent and says, "That's it, we'll take the house." And
Why is his name Garp?
That's his name,
T.S. Garp. What does the TS stand for?
Terribly sexy.
What
They
is-
said,
know
why
what's
are
going
you
on."
saying yes to the house at the plane? He says, "No, honey, you don't understand. This house is pre-disastered. We'll be safe here."
So
And for those of you
unfortunately,
who don't know, the World According to Garp was a movie with starring Robin Williams fairly early in his
it's like 1980.
more serious acting career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long time ago.
So I was just going to say 40% of the panel wasn't born when this came out. So
That's true.
So pre-disaster. That's so funny. I have a little bit of PTSD from my house disaster.
Well,
and
you're going to be safe there. It's now.
so something I
disaster.
tell myself all the time is like, hey, it couldn't happen again.
All right.
Watch it
let's see.
does.
Now there was a story in the news this week about Kathleen Kennedy saying that she's expected to retire this year. It turns out that story was not true.
She's
Oh,
like,
but-
I'll
was
die making these movies, you clowns.
Boy, did the neckbeards ran with it though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Even the trades ran
Yeah.
with it. They were like, "Who's going to take her place?" And I'm like,
we hate her so much.
and I'm like, "Have we heard from her?" And then she finally came out and said, "No, I'm going to die doing these movies. I'm sorry."
I'll see
have
you
my
guys
Star
in
Wars.
hell.
You can have
Or
my
I'll
Star
be
Wars. You
making
probably live from cold, dead hands.
No, I mean,
I was
what she said was is that the thrust of it is yes, I plan to retire someday, not right away. We just can't find the right person to replace me. That was the story.
Friendly reminder for those of you, if you're listening to this show, I assume you like Kathleen Kennedy. But for those of you, without Kathleen Kennedy, we wouldn't have Jurassic Park, E.T., The Sixth Sense, Indiana Jones, War Horse, Lincoln, and Hook, and many other movies that are beloved.
One of my favorite movies, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's in my top 10.
she co-founded Amblin with Spielberg. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and she's been involved with Star Wars for so freaking long. And oh yeah, she's been steering it the wrong direction. Sorry, I think she's actually part of the reason why they got it away from George. People kind of forget that the prequels were, I loved them, sure, but they weren't great.
Well, we'll swing around to those.
They were fine.
Yeah, they were fine.
Carrie, can I piggyback off of this for a second?
Sure.
There was another announcement, another false announcement that came out this week about Kevin Feige retiring. And well, not quite false announcement. It's like rumors of him retiring. And everybody's like, well, who's going to replace Feige? And Feige's like, I am retiring, but it's not soon. And I plan on doing this for a while, but at some point I will retire. And by that point, we will find somebody that can step in for me. But
Yeah.
as soon as the Kevin Feige's retiring came out, everybody just lost their mind.
I know, right? Give it to Jon Favreau. Anyway,
People be saying anything.
yeah.
People be saying words.
I do not want the position to go to Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau because I don't want to look at a CGI Luke Skywalker for the next 20 years.
Okay.
But it'll get better.
But Star Wars has always been a tech demo. That's, I mean, it has been since the very
Give it to
beginning.
James Cameron.
I was just about
No.
to say, Rob, let James Cameron do
He's
it.
in his 80s, isn't he? I mean, anyway.
But he's pioneering movie technology.
James
Give it to
Cameron's
him.
going to be making movies until he dies. Also until he dies. He's
think
got
he'll do it after he's
four
dead,
more
too.
Avatar movies lined up.
My algorithm on all of my social medias must know I'm a Daredevil fan because I'm inundated with Daredevil information. And and it's on Wednesday is when it premieres. And one of the stories that we're getting is that Disney Plus is going to put together a Punisher special that they're going to shoot along with season 2 of Daredevil. So, and that will be shot at the same time, and then we'll get it later. But so the Punisher will be in this new season of Daredevil Born Again. and also
Barenthal makes me actually give a shit about Frank, which is
I know,
hard.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good in that role.
Yeah,
Yep.
Frank Castle is a problematic character. He is difficult, and anybody who says that he's the hero is wrong.
Well, the thing where he was talking with Daredevil on I think season 2 of the Daredevil, the Netflix one, where he's got him tied up against the chimney,
Right out of
and
the
they're having
comics.
that debate about redemption versus I just put him in the ground and they're not a problem anymore.
Yeah,
That dialogue, if you can find that, there's a clip of it came out recently on social media when they announced this one, and it's just a great thing where he realizes he knows what he is. He knows that he is a means to an end.
yeah.
And he does not see himself as the good guy, just as the guy who's willing to do that thing that nobody else is.
That whole rooftop scene is right out of the comics. It's terrific. Back to the prequels, Lee.
Yes,
20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith.
I will watch this in a theater. I will.
Hey, well, fun fact. So this comes out for a week starting April 25th. My birthday is on April 27th, and you best believe I'm going to be in those D-box seats.
This is such a beautiful movie.
This movie rips. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
I don't disagree. I do not disagree. This is a beautiful movie.
I was looking for my Darth Vader. No
Yeah.
sound effects.
That was just playing in my head, actually.
Yeah, this movie rules, and you can never convince me otherwise.
This was the only of the prequel movies where George said, "I don't know how to shoot this scene. Hey, can somebody come help me?" And Spielberg's like, "Yes, I'll come help you shoot this scene." Or Coppola comes in and says, "Yes, I'll help you shoot this scene." There's so much going on in the background that if you can't just stop, like if you're a person who has to have dialogue feed you the story, it's beautiful. It's
All right. Let's see. I know Rebecca's excited about the Oscars, but the Razzies were announced this week.
I still came out on top.
Worst Picture. Here are the nominees. And we have a winner as well. Borderlands, Joker 2, Madam Web, Megalopolis, and Reagan.
That's quite the,
Wow.
quite the crew.
And the winner is Madam Web, as we...
So my husband does this thing where he doesn't believe me when I tell him not to watch movies, and I told him not to watch Borderlands. I haven't even seen Borderlands. I just know it's bad, and he does this thing where he's like, "No, show her. I'm gonna like this movie, and it's gonna be good." And then he watched Borderlands, and he was like, "No, it's like she's right about everything."
Yeah, so the actor, here are the nominees. Jack Black, Dear Santa. Zachary
I watched that.
Yeah, I know, you watched it.
they're lampooning him for Paycheck the movie.
Exactly.
I mean,
Zachary Levi, Harold in the Purple Crayon. Joaquin Phoenix, Joker 2. Dennis Quaid in Reagan. And Jerry Seinfeld in Unfrosted. And the winner is Jerry Seinfeld.
oh, really?
Yes. Oh, he's
I watched that as well. I didn't think it was as bad as Dear Santa.
You also liked Red One, so
yeah.
Well, it's because it's a good movie.
Worst actress. Here are the nominees: Kate Blanchett, Lady Gaga, Bryce Dallas Howard for Argyle.
Really?
oh my God, Argyle was.
Was it-
Argyle is 62% of a fantastic movie.
I liked Argyle too.
Dakota Johnson,
38% needs an editor.
and Jennifer
yeah.
Lopez in Atlas. So the winner is Dakota Johnson, Madam Web.
I've watched
Yeah.
a lot of these movies and not hated them.
Well,
Should I be
okay.
worried about myself?
The woman
No,
who's never
no.
opened a soda can in her life.
What is
Supporting it.
going on with your microphone?
I don't know what happened. Just you're in the bathroom now, apparently. Supporting actor Jack Black in Borderlands, voice only.
Hey, look at that. He made it twice.
Kevin Hart in Borderlands. Shia LaBeouf in Drag in Megalopolis. Tahir Rahim in Madam Web, and John Voight in Megalopolis, Reagan, Shadowland, and Strangers. And the winner is
What?
the winner is John Voight.
You got to give it to him for
You
that
guys-
many movies.
If you have not seen Megalopolis, John Voight has this line delivery where he's laying in bed and he's like, "What do you think? What do you think of this boner I got here?"
Yeah. Supporting actress Ariana DeBose for Argyle and Craven the Hunter. Leslie Ann Down as Margaret Thatcher in Reagan. Emma Roberts in Madam Web. Amy Schumer in Unfrosted and FKA Twigs in The Crow. And the winner is Amy Schumer.
She was
Amy
really
Schumer
bad in
sucks.
that. She was really bad in that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll agree with there.
Also, Emma Roberts is barely in Madam Web.
Now, worst director went to Francis Ford Coppola. And he is very unhappy about this. Here's
It's a little
what
defensive.
he gets a little defensive. Yeah, here we go. He says, "I'm thrilled to accept the Razzie Award in so many important categories for Megalopolis and for the distinctive honor of being nominated as the worst director, worst screenplay, worst picture at a time when so few have the courage to go against the prevailing trends in contemporary movie making. In this wreck of a world today where art is given scores as if it were professional wrestling, I choose not to follow the gutless rules laid down by an industry so terrified of risk that despite the enormous pool of young talent at its disposal, may not create pictures that will be relevant and alive 50 years from now."
You guys give him shit. I'm on his side.
I'm
No,
not. I'm
you
not.
can't say Megalopolis was good and Red One wasn't. That's bullcrap.
I didn't say Megalopolis was good.
What are you saying then?
He's not wrong.
I say
but he's,
it's worth a watch and it's ambitious.
Well, I know that there's a
so
theater.
is Sucker Punch.
There's a theater down in L.A. that runs Megalopolis like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's an audience participation thing.
Can't do that with Red One.
Don't need to.
No.
Very good.
All right. He didn't take it well, is what I'm getting at. Finally, this we have to raise our glass for three. Well, two people.
Well, so you had
did-
3. I have 5.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
5.
really?
Yeah.
Who did I miss?
The
Gene
biggest
Hackman
ones of the week.
Oh, Gene Hackman. Yes, I forgot.
And Michelle
and Michelle
Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg.
And Michelle Trachtenberg. Well, they were earlier in the week, so
It's been a hard week for
been a rough
celebrity
week.
deaths.
yes.
You know.
Michelle Trachtenberg. That's really unfortunate. I liked
39
her a
years
lot.
old.
Yeah, she's only 39.
Some were saying it was complications due to a liver transplant.
That's what
That's what
we're
I've heard.
hearing. Yeah, and we still don't know about Gene Hackman.
Mama
Dude,
died.
Yeah.
the Gene
And that's
Hackman one is
weird.
crazy.
Yeah,
No,
I've been
it's
following
not weird.
I've been
It's
following
not
the
weird.
news on that one, and they thought it was carbon monoxide poisoning, but the autopsy came back as no carbon monoxide poisoning. So they're still working on the toxicology stuff to see maybe
Yeah,
what
he
happened.
was
but
he was dead since the 17th of February, apparently.
Have-
Yep.
have you
And
ever seen-
and his wife was partially mummified.
And
well,
his,
that happens.
well,
that
that's just
happens
'cause of the
in
climate.
in new dry homes where
Yep.
they're completely climate controlled and there's no draft or anything else going on in there.
And they're in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where it's like
Yeah.
1% humidity anyway.
Well,
so.
and Gene was he was in so many, and he was
He was 95.
yeah. I mean, somebody was dissing on the Poseidon Adventure, and I'm like, no, he's good in the Poseidon Adventure too.
You know what else he's good in?
Oh, yeah.
Red One.
He's
You know what
not
he's good
even
in?
in there.
Superman and Superman 2.
He is good at being Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Greatest criminal mind of our time,
Hey, Royal
Of our
Tenenbaums.
time.
Royal
Royal
Tenenbaum.
Tenenbaums.
I
Yeah.
think that was my favorite part that he did. Anyway, Roberto Orci, he was only 51.
This one sucks.
Yeah. One of the most prolific and successful Hollywood writers and producers in a while. I mean, this guy gave us Mission Impossible 3. He gave us the JJ Star Trek, which I love. Transformers, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, usually followed, or preceded by the name Kurtzman. You see Kurtzman and Orci all the time. He also worked with Kurtzman on Discovery and Picard a little bit. Hawaii Five-0 on television. Xena.
Warrior Princess?
Yeah. He did a lot of stuff. So that's unfortunate. Also, this one's, I know Rebecca probably, me and Rebecca are the two that this affects the most. David Johansen.
Who's this
Buster
guy?
Poindexter.
He was Buster Poindexter, but he is more importantly lead singer of the New York Dolls, one of the early punk bands.
I'm named after the guitarist.
Sylvain. But you probably know him better as Buster Poindexter, who sang Hot, Hot, Hot. You probably also know him better as the cab driver, the ghost of Christmas Past in Scrooged.
Hey, don't forget his part in Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, where
That's
a cat
true.
crawled down his throat.
That's true.
There's
Yeah,
a
but
really
what?
good there's a really good documentary too called New York Doll, all about him and the band that
Yeah.
I would like to recommend.
Yeah, go back and take a look at some of this early New York Dolls footage. They're all dressed in semi-drag and performing these songs, and they shook people up. And they were a good band. Was the other thing. Also, let's see, this one I'm not mourning. Ernie Gygax Jr. Okay, moving on. What did you
Gygax the Lesser.
Yeah, Gygax the Lesser. If you're a D&D fan,
Was
You
his
know who he
dad
is.
the real deal, and his son was kind of a poser? I
yeah,
don't know
Ernie Gygax Jr., son of Gary Gygax.
It's kind of like Eugene Roddenberry.
Oh,
It's like, what did you do? What did you do, Eugene? I was born. Yeah.
More like the Rebecca Frost story, am I right?
My list is
Oh,
super
no.
short.
Hold on a
Harry.
second. Hold on a second, Lee. Rebecca,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, you tell her.
You haven't yelled at me about my punctuation like your father has.
Yet.
Yet.
There's still time.
What did you
Yeah.
consume this week? Who wants to go first?
I'm super fast. So saw a little movie called Captain America. What was the tagline? What did they
Brave New
end up
World.
on?
Brave New World.
Okay, because I know they went like New World Order. They were like, if it was a Aldous Huxley book, let's tagline it from that. But I've seen this movie get a lot of shit, and I have an interesting perspective on it because I walked out of it happy.
Yeah.
And thrilled, and actually, I hate Red Hulk with a passion, and I thought they did Red Hulk pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that his gamma radiation caught things on fire, which is a little thing that you don't notice unless you read the comics.
Yep.
I think Mackie is fantastic. I thought Falcon was great. All I read was how obnoxious that character is. And I was like,
What?
he's
Whatever, that guy
awesome.
ruled.
I
He was
thought
the
he
best
was
part of the
high point.
movie.
High point in the
What-
movie for sure.
The only issue I had with this is that there was so much. It was like loose thread the movie. We're like, let's find all the loose threads from the last 10 years and pull them together. And that kind of hobbled the movie a little bit. But then as I was driving home, my wife and I were talking about it because she had a good time with it too. And we were just like, if this had come out pre-Iron Man, it would have blown our minds. Left, right,
Sure.
upside down, right?
Oh,
It's
sure.
like the perspective of it's a much better movie than I think it's getting credit for. And it's thoroughly entertaining. It's not the best of the Marvel movies by any
No.
means, but it's a
But-
good mid-tier entertaining solid movie. And from a representation standpoint, it's super important. So
Wait,
yeah,
there's
and-
representation in this movie?
Yes. Oh, and also I want my Isaiah Bradley Korean War Captain America movie.
You know,
Man,
I
that
was
would
going
be
to say,
wild.
because I saw it as well, and I agree with you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think that if you want character development on Sam and Isaiah, you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the series.
Yeah.
There's a lot more there, but other than that, I thought it was fine.
And
Well,
to
the movie
Andrew,
it was a beautiful dovetail from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, not even a dovetail. I like the fact they had the gap, and that Sam has been 3 years in the role in Marvel time, and he still has the doubt of, am I worthy of carrying the shield?
Exactly.
He still has that whole, the end of episode 6 where he's like, every time I put this on, somebody's giving me crap, or somebody's looking at me like, why are you doing this? And
Yeah.
the fact that everybody, like all of the soldiers he was working with, were calling him Cap, I thought was, everybody's
Yeah.
like, no, you're the guy. You are the guy.
I
it
do
was great.
I kind of agree with you, Andrew. I do wish that the leader had looked more comic accurate, but there are some pictures online that you can see of them doing the test makeup, and it looks stupid as hell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it would not look good in the
Yeah.
MCU.
Well, that was the actor's clause. He said he does not want to be CGI. He said, I want physical makeup if we're
Yeah.
going to do this.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so,
I thought it worked.
So
I thought it worked.
another fantastic installment of Severance. Daikon Lockman, who is a phenomenal Australian actress who we've seen in going back to Dollhouse, Altered Carbon. She's
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
fantastic.
By the way,
Agents of
has
S.H.I.E.L.D.
not aged a day since
In 20
Dollhouse.
years?
She
Yeah.
looks exactly. It's
Yeah,
wild.
she's 43 years old, right? So it's like, but this was her episode, so you don't
yeah.
cast her in something as the dead wife without a promise of more of her later. So that was fantastic.
I just got my husband caught up on season 1, and as soon as the credits rolled, I yelled, "I have waited 3 years for this!"
Rebecca, that's my problem. I'm scared about Paradise ending after the next episode because am I gonna have to wait 3 years for season 2?
Yes.
Well, not only that, but like, do you remember Why the Last Man? Why the Last Man was on Hulu, and they canceled that, and I loved that show.
Don't remind me.
It's good pedigree. Catching up on Macross Frontier on Hulu, and
What?
oh, holy cow! It's Macross. It's anime. So,
Oh,
but it's having followed Macross since I was like 13, seeing where it's going, and the storyline is all interconnected with the stuff that I've been watching since I was 13, and the now contemporary animation is mind-blowing, and just the culmination of big mecha fights that I've been wanting to see since I was a little kid. And then finally, because of Dyke and Lockman, we started Angel again. But we skipped season 1 because it's largely garbage and went straight into the goofy shit in season 2 because
Angel, the spinoff from Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
yeah.
Are you for? Do you
Yeah.
see my man?
Oh, I love Angel. You got the Smile Time Angel
I
back
have the
there. and I
Smile
love
Time
that.
Angel vampire puppet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I liked
there's-
it. Yeah.
The whole storyline where they go to the other dimension where Lorne's from to go save Fred, and it's like Angel's just so happy because he can see him. He's like looking in the mirror and check himself out all the time because he's so good looking. And, yeah, it's like it's peak Whedon style writing, but I think Ben Edelstein was involved. There's other anyway, it's good stuff. That's me. I'm done.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay, Tony.
Last night we decided to watch the latest episode of Severance and the latest episode of Paradise.
Bro, are you okay?
I walked away from that 2 hours of TV just like, oh no.
Oh, that episode of Severance was like bummer the hour.
Oh, it was for
Yeah.
sure. And then Paradise was like tense every muscle in your body the hour. It was I think one of the most like edge of your seat hours of television that I've ever seen in my life.
Imagine that being your first episode. That was my husband's first episode of
Wow,
Paradise.
throw them in the deep end, why don't you? Jeez. Yeah, I cannot recommend these two shows enough. Paradise and Severance are just absolutely fantastic. Best shows on TV right now. in my
And
opinion.
Ben Stiller's worth a follow right now because what I love about Ben Stiller as a producer is all he's promoting is the artists working for that show.
Nice.
And he's posting beautiful black and white shots from behind the scenes of he's putting up stuff from the DP. All he's doing is promoting the people that work on the show, and that's awesome, right?
Well,
That's
so
way cool.
this week's episode, I'm behind. I haven't even started season 2 yet because we just finished season 1. But wasn't the director for this episode the DP for this show? And this was like her directorial debut.
I think so.
Oh, might
I
have
think
been,
so.
yeah.
And yeah, there's Rebecca. When you get to the first episode of the second season, there is a shot. Go look up the back behind the scenes stuff where Mark
hallway
is
running.
running through the corridors.
Oh, I did. I watched a thing about that.
Yeah, the Steadicam operator on that needs all the awards.
And
'cause, holy crap.
I guess there's a scene in this new episode. I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's like moving through wires. The director that I believe she's the DP, she said she didn't want to do that CGI. They had to like create something to make that effect happen.
It is everything. I am just a tiny little baby when it comes to filming stuff right now, and I'm looking at this and just going, they're all gods.
It's
Every one of them is a
wild.
god.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Common Side Effects, still watching that. That show's weird and funny. I like it. I'm all in on it. And then, of course, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
New episode of that.
Oh my
Freaking
gosh, I'm behind
fantastic.
on Harley Quinn.
Mythic Quest. Freaking fantastic. There's just a lot of, and Invincible. There's just a lot of really good TV coming out every week right now.
Yeah, there is.
So, and then I'm still plowing through new stuff from DC. All In, not All In. What's the next one? Do they still call it All In?
It's all in. It's all
Okay,
in.
yeah. I'm still going with that though. But I'm reading like the Wonder Woman stuff right now, catching up on that.
Where are you?
And,
He's in Lehigh.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
down south a little bit. I think I'm only 3 issues in on the new stuff for Wonder Woman All In, but yeah, it's going really good. I'm loving it. All of the All In stuff I've read, I've had a good time with.
Good deal.
Rebecca, Rob, who wants to go next?
If you don't mind, Rebecca, just because I want to jump off of something Tony said.
Go for it.
So this week was a challenging week at work, so a lot of my media consumption was curtailed. But I did do the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I'm still loving the hell out of this show. Have not quite. I think I've got 3 episodes left to finish for the season, but I am quite enjoying it. Paradise. Rebecca.
Don't blame me.
Fogelman.
Blame Fogelman, exactly.
Watched that last night, and my wife came in and was watching it with me and literally watched the entire thing, which is rare. She'll kind of come in and out, or she'll be doing something else, be like, She was just like, nope, everything put down, just like, what is going on here? And we were both like, that was probably the most intense episode that we have seen of any TV show in a long time.
It is wild.
And all of the things, I love the fact that they keep finding that one punch at the very end to go, oh, so you thought that was intense? By the way, next week, you get to figure this part out.
Fogelman.
Yeah, and it's just like, Fogelman, you bastard, I'm in. So I am enjoying that. Lee, I apologize for this next thing. So my new book is another one for N.K. Jemisin.
Yes!
Hey, all right.
The 100,000
That's not
Kingdoms.
a bad thing. She's
No, it
amazing.
is not a bad thing at all. She is an amazing writer. This was following a young lady from a lesser tribe in this empire who goes to the capital city to kind of take her mother's place as the head of that tribe, and then gets told by the overall chieftain, basically like, yeah, I'm putting you in the run for succession. And she's like, wait, what? I'm only a couple of chapters in, so I do not know all of the intrigue between all the players yet, but even so, just this little bit in, she's made such a rich she's given you such rich detail about the environment and the world and the people in it. And I cannot say enough about N.K. Jemisin's work. So if you've not read anything by her, start with Far Sector and then go from there.
I got Far Sector this week from the library because you guys.
It's really good.
Have you started it yet?
No.
Okay, good. and that's fine. Really quick, 5 hits. FML number 4 from Kelly Sue DeConnick. And again, this is just like, what is it? Life of teenager and life of a parent, and just all the crap that everybody goes through and dealing with that when weird things are going on. And oh, by the way, somebody died. For Carrie, Star Trek Defiant 24. Have you read this one yet?
I haven't picked that up yet. No.
It's Rebecca's favorite Klingon. It features prominently in this.
Garan?
Alexander?
Alexander.
Yeah.
Oh, yay, my boy!
Is he just flashbacks to nonstop mud baths with Alexander?
No. Actually, this goes all the way back. This goes all the way back to the early Star Trek comics, Day of Blood, where Alexander was following the reincarnation of Kahless.
He's a religious
Kahless
fanatic.
the second.
Yeah.
Kahless 2.
Wait,
Electric Boogaloo.
Alexander's a religious fanatic?
For a bit.
Oh, God, you guys, stop.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And just watching, he's doing his ritual of atonement with Worf, and Kahless 2 shows up again, and there's some conflict.
I have so many questions. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'm sure that you do.
We'll get there.
I had some too.
You're really close to finding out about Kahless the Second, Rebecca.
I thought, didn't you guys just film?
We did.
Yeah, no, we did. That's why I have questions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's the DS9 resolution of Kahless the Second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic 429 by Ryan North. So I've been loving this run. I actually love this episode. It's just Sue is having a day, and Ben Grimm realizes this is like, why don't we take the day off, go to New York, hang out with Jen, and just chill. And it doesn't quite go as planned, but the lead into it all is One World Under Doom. And the way that this is written, the way that it opens, feels like Ryan North wrote this maybe a month ago. which I know is not true. But the feel that Sue has is the feel that many Americans are going through right now.
Okay.
This is an amazing issue on its own. It's a standalone without needing to know anything else about One World Under Doom other than the fact that they're frustrated.
I would
in a
like to
way
read
that
this
many people
issue.
are. I highly recommend this issue for that reason. X-Men number 12 with Alpha Flight. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Hey, Puck. There he is.
With Puck and Guardian. And it turns out that Alpha Flight is under arrest in Canada, and basically under house arrest. And they're on a short leash, and they've been sent to go help the X-Men with a problem.
Okay.
And there's a lot of punching, and it's nice.
I love Alpha Flight so
Classic
much.
Alpha Flight.
And lastly, Marvel TVA. Now, I slept on this.
What?
Yeah, Marvel TVA. 3 issues out so far.
Yeah.
And it's Ghost Spider, Captain Carter,
Captain Planet.
a variant Gambit, Mobius, and a few others. Jimmy Hudson from the Ultimate Universe, and if you know the Ultimate Universe, who he is, that's great. And if not, it's an interesting read. However, it seemed to be kind of like incursions going on, and the TVA is like, why is this happening? We thought the timelines were all stable. The reason that I picked this up is because I had something spoiled from me in the back of this that is a direct, and this is, by the way, so you know, this is MCU accurate and in canon for the MCU. There's a certain red magic user who shows up in this who is very much not dead.
Mephisto?
Oh.
Yes.
Mephisto.
Finally.
Confirmed.
So they have confirmed that she is not dead.
Yeah, the people who work on that comic worked on the TV show.
How do you know if a comic is or is not part of the MCU? Does it have a special label on it or something?
This one, they're tying it in through all of the characters, and they're making it so that it's adjacent for people who are like, well, I'm interested in these characters, but I'm not seeing the versions of them that I'm used to in comics. So you're getting a more accurate. For example, Sylvie shows up, who does not otherwise does not exist in the comic 616
or whatever. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
So I do recommend those. And yeah.
All right,
back
Rebecca.
to you.
First of all, I'd like to share this picture of my cat. This is what she looks like right now. She's just sleeping
That is
and
quite
looking
cute.
pretty cute. And you can
Not
only
attacking
get
you.
Yeah, you can only get this if you watch the YouTube version of the episode of this show. I did not really see anything new. Paradise, caught up on Severance. It's the Oscars, as of recording, are tomorrow, so I'm eating my vegetables and watching all the movies that I haven't seen yet, because I'm 3 movies away from completing the Death Race for a 3rd year in a row.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I did read 2 books, though. I finished People's History of the United States and loved it. I'm radicalized. The people yearn for socialism.
You are now the far left.
Yeah. It.
We need to talk about that book, Rebecca. We should talk sometime.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the book is that anytime there's a major historical event, JP Morgan is like, how can I make this benefit me? And he just shows up all the time.
Right. Yeah.
But I quite liked it. And then I also read for the first time The Giver by Lois Lowry.
Oh, yeah.
A book that a lot of you probably read in high school.
Middle school, right?
I never read it in school, and it is definitely baby's first dystopia is what it read like. And I was shocked some of you people read this in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
If I had read this book in middle school, I would have been so annoying. I would have been insufferable. Knowledge is a burden.
Knowledge is a burden.
Yeah.
Boy, don't I know it.
But that was my takeaway from The Giver is knowledge is a burden, and it's hard to exist when you're enlightened and everyone else is in the dark.
Exactly. That's why Siler said, ignorance is bliss, and then took a big bite of that steak.
Which and I had also read it immediately after finishing A People's History. I'm on a streak of books this year that it just feels like homework, and I yearn for. But also, yes, Tony.
I was gonna say, let me have you lengthen that streak one more. I forgot to mention I finished Parable of the Talents. You should. Read it.
How was it? I don't want to read it though.
No.
Did you know there's sequels to The Giver?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read any of these sequels.
You should do Parable of the Talents though. It's worth your time for sure.
But I did read. Speaking of Star Trek, Imzadi by Peter David. That was fun.
That's a good book.
That was fun. But the return of the Geek Show Star Trek podcast, where I talk about Star Trek with my friends, is coming back fairly soon. And we talk about not only Imzadi, but the follow-up episode to that, Too Many Rikers. And so if you guys like listening to me talk about Star Trek, get ready for a whole hour of me talking about 2 Rikers.
And Jake Black joins us.
And Jake Black joined us. Mm-hmm. And he was more surprised. He was so surprised by how much fun he had that he wants to come back.
Could I come back and do this again, you guys?
All I have to say about Riker II is that as much as I like the character of Chakotay, I really wish it had been Riker II. Voyager would have been a completely different show.
Have Thomas be the first officer on Voyager?
If Tom Riker had been the reason why they were, yeah.
Yes.
All these things I do not know.
All right.
Dude,
I didn't
Carrie, I got to cut you off. There's something you need to consume.
What's that?
Go to shoutfactory.com. Used Cars is for sale for $10 on Blu-ray.
I love that movie.
I know you do.
What the heck is
so
Used Cars?
It's so Kurt Russell.
Oh, that's all you gotta say.
1980, Kurt Russell and Robert Zemeckis directed, and it's Kurt Russell and just a whole bunch of terrible people basically screwing each other over as used car salesmen.
Yeah,
that sounds funny.
It's terrible. It does not hold up, but I love it. And Kurt Russell as a slimy used car salesman, he's really brilliant in it. Anyway, and Roy and the villain's name is Roy L. Fuchs. Fuchs, Mr. Fuchs. Yeah. Roy L. Fuchs is the bad guy.
As you would know from the maturity of this era of filmmaking, that name is played with.
Yes, it is. I watched the only thing I really consumed this week. It was a hell of a week. At my age, everybody I know is watching these dad shows.
Yes, and we love them.
And I've been able to avoid them because they're not for me. They're cowboy shows, and there's nothing there for me.
Yeehaw, buckaroo.
Well, my friend Chris, who lives in San Francisco, said, really, I know how you feel. Give this one show a try.
Reacher? Did he say Reacher?
No.
Well, you should have said Reacher.
No, it was Landman with Billy Bob Thornton.
Landman. Demi Moore is there too.
She's there too. John Hamm. Here's the thing. There's nothing in these shows for me. There's nothing there that I should be concerned about or care about or give 2 shits about.
And yet.
And in Landman, the climate politics are completely wrong.
Yeah, there's that too. Because they're oil men.
Yeah.
You know? And they keep coming up with all these arguments as to why green energy is bad. Mm-hmm. And it kind of makes sense sometimes. That's the problem.
Read A People's History of the United States.
I know, right?
No, it's so funny because the two people that are in charge of Landman, one of them's an environmentalist and the other one's an asshole. And guess which one is writing Billy Bob Thornton's dialogue?
The asshole. But here's the thing. I can't stop watching it. Because Billy Bob Thornton is brilliant. He really is. I mean, he's like a Gene Hackman. He's one of those actors that just shows up, is himself, and goes home.
Think of the season of Fargo.
Yeah, and is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
And is just brilliant. There's nothing in this show for me. I hate all of these people. But anytime he's on the screen, I can't stop watching him. Yeah. And now I'm in. And
this is how I felt watching not Severance. No, the one that's like a fake take on the Murdoch family that just ended. Succession. This is how I felt watching Succession. I hate all these people.
Kiss for
This
Daddy.
is terrible, but I can't stop watching.
I saw a thing that Bella Hadid is only on the show because Tyler Sheridan wants to sleep with her.
Is that who that is? Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. I don't watch the show. I'm not a dad.
Exactly.
I'm a dad and I don't watch the show.
I'm so anti-redneck because I hate what I sprang from.
I pay for Paramount Plus only for Star Trek.
It's the Star Trek
too.
channel.
I didn't know a redneck until we moved here from Southern California, and all of a sudden I found out that they were the natural enemy of punk rockers.
Exactly.
So I'm not watching that show.
No, I mean, all these people on this show are people that I'm either related to or grew up with. And they all dress like people that I'm related to or grew up with. And they all act like people and I hate all of them.
Same reason why we don't like Napoleon Dynamite. We know that guy. He's not funny.
Hey, come on now.
But I can't stop watching this show. Anyway, all right. Enough of that.
Oh, so are you hate watching it then?
I can't even say hate watching anymore.
Are you going to try
Okay.
the one with Harrison Ford?
No, I won't go that far.
'Why not? Why
But
not?
it's got Helen Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren's great.
Yeah.
But think of all the great things with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren you can watch that aren't that show.
Yeah.
But
Such
together?
as?
Like Excalibur.
Oh, I can't watch Excalibur. Those are the people from my childhood.
Hold on.
Exactly.
I had a sound for that.
I knew
Oh,
that
yeah.
night he was an asshole.
Say Excalibur again, Lee.
Excalibur.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, Tony, I'm sorry, you don't get to watch Helen Mirren's Morgan Le Fay beat up Liam Neeson and Patrick Stewart when they were in their 30s.
Well, now I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good
Well,
movie,
you
dumbass. You can't now, Cricket Boy.
And people are wondering why I'm not watching Severance. We're letting them stack up. Same with Yellow Jackets. We're letting them stack up so we
Well,
can binge them.
Let me advise you. Don't
Don't take
let them
advice from
stack
Tony.
up too much because you'll get to this last episode and be like, now I just want to go to bed. I'm sad.
All right. Anything games-wise before we go? Or
Yeah, Lee, did you have something you wanted to mention?
No, not games-wise.
Okay. Yes. Coming out next week, we have a lot of stuff that I am not familiar with, except for one that looks really good called Split Fiction. And it is brought to you by the same development company that made It Takes Two.
Oh, I've heard
That
of
one-
this.
Yeah, that won a lot of Game of the Year awards a couple years ago, and this new one is also a co-op based couch co-op. Play with a friend, and it looks really, really good and really interesting. The concept behind it is, in the future, you can they have writers that make virtual books that you are the character. It's a video game kind of a thing, but you're the character that plays the story, right? But they get it from the authors by pulling it out of their minds, basically, and they put them in these big bubbles, these virtual bubbles, and the author creates it all for it to be consumed. Well, one of the authors that's making a fantasy book falls into an author's bubble who's making a science fiction book, and they're stuck there, and they have to figure out how to escape with both of their different realities kind of pushing in on each other. It looks really interesting.
We might have to pick this up because Andrew's trying to get me to play Baldur's Gate because he wants us to play Baldur's Gate together, and I'm like, I would rather die. Can we
Baldur's
instead?
Gate is fantastic.
I don't
but
want
this
to play
is-
Baldur's Gate.
This is probably more up your alley.
Yeah.
and Egg says Monster Hunter is the only game that matters right now.
Don't get it on PC though, because it runs like a big old steaming pile of dog doo doo on PC. Really bad.
Exactly.
So the bit I did have, and I'll make it quick. Rebecca, I'm sorry about Five Below, but the store that Five Below should have been is coming to Midvale in the next couple of months. It's called Daiso. It's a Japanese import store.
Oh, I've
It's
heard of
amazing.
this place. Yeah.
I want to try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's it. Should we head to the after party?
Yes.
Everyone
Yes.
but Lee?
probably.
I gotta go let some guy poke with my veins.
He's got to go get his nutrients.
No, they gotta see what my blood's made of.
Ooh.
It's yellow and it eats through the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The best part is though, I can scamper through ducts like nobody's business.
I know.
Scamper through ducks.
Very exciting.
They come mostly at night. Mostly.
Mostly. Geekshowgotthiscovered.com is the link to our Patreon if you want to join us now. We're headed there now for the after party. Thanks for joining us. Live long and prosper, everybody.
Goodbye.